everybody. Let me get your chat pulled up so I can see you. It's just me and Whitney right now. I do have other
Hey.
people invited, so I'm really hoping that we get some more people on. Oh, hold on, I got it. Okay, now I got the chat up. Cool. Rich Diana, hello. Book Hermit, hi Book Hermit. You're such a regular. Thank you so much. You bring so much to the conversation. Um, let's see. Brave Blue Raven, Arts and Craft. That's Jenny, right? Jean is here. And Ricardo, the Lionhead. Lionhearted. I love that name. Ricardo the Lionhearted.
Lionhearted.
Isn't that cool? That's fun. Okay. ¿Cómo estás, Dingo? Suano? I don't know. I can't speak Spanish. All I know is hola.
Hola.
I can count. No, wait. I get French
¿Cómo
and
estás
Spanish.
is how are you to like both of us.
Okay,
I don't
I
know.
know cómo estás. Muy bien. ¿Et tú? ¿Et toi? ¿Et tú? No, I get French and Spanish mixed up. I took them too close together.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
yeah.
trying to count. It's like, okay, un, dos, trois, quatre, cinq, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I think that's French. Uno,
That
dos,
sounds
tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. I think is Spanish. And I
I'll
used
take
to know
that.
some German and Japanese, like counting, but I don't know anymore.
Damn.
I have no clue. But yeah, I did take French. I took Spanish. The other stuff I just learned from exchange students. Park City had a lot of exchange students because
Damn,
everyone
that's
wanted to be in Park City. So, okay, what do we got going on in the chat?
tired of mowing in the heat. Oh, they're talking to each other. Everyone,
Okay,
hey everyone.
they are. Okay, so Whitney, I noticed you put up a new show on the top stories that were missed in June, that you may have missed in June. Can you tell
Right.
us a little bit about those?
Sure. So each month I'm doing a recap video because there's too many of them now to like do it individually. So like, let's just do a recap at the end of every month.
And
there was
plus,
so
you have
many.
all these other appearances you have to make now because you're
I
so
was like,
popular.
oh no, you're the
Right?
popular one. Just the daily dive and the natural progressive and sometimes accidental activist. But yeah, I try to focus on these videos. I'm doing with the Green Report still, but just recap videos. One that probably stood out was koala bears. What's going on in Australia? They're
Oh
supposed to be
yeah.
extinct by 2050, and it's just like the biodiversity issue again. I know you're passionate about that, and just essentially a lot of these animals that are in danger of extinction will most likely become extinct in 30 years. So
I
I
think
just
it'll
don't
be way
understand.
before that,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
you're right. That's a good point because they always like have these conservative estimates. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I
probably
seen the thing, but they did it as a happy story with the koala bears on my local news. They were talking about how um the koala bears that they rescued in the rescue places are doing so good, and they had a little baby eating its first eucalyptus leaf, and how cute, and everything's fine and wonderful now. And it's just depressing. It's like, that's bullshit.
it's like the animals are fine in the zoo.
Yeah, I mean, I really honestly think that they should exist where they were meant to exist in nature and not in a zoo.
But this is the issue of like climate change and like those ecosystems. A lot of ecosystems are essentially getting wiped out, and that bushfire at the beginning of this year, beginning of this year, Australia. Remember, it was like 1 billion animals were killed.
Yeah, and that was a story they had on the news. Is like all the animals are rebounding in Australia. They're all doing so great, and for some reason, I don't believe that.
I don't know either. No, and that's why this report came out, right? 2050, the extinction rate, like they're probably going to be extinct unless we have sanctuaries, but that's not in their natural habitat. They can survive, and conservation, but that's the last leg.
Yeah,
There's
and
so
how
many other.
much diversity in the gene pool is there going to be if they're only surviving in zoos? I mean,
It's just sad. It's just so many animals are at risk. I mean, gorillas, gosh, tigers, like all these amazing
orangutan.
animals,
uh,
orangutans, all the primates. Yeah, the chimpanzees. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. It's humans. We've taken
yeah,
over
yeah.
every inch,
And
even
we
in
have.
Amazon, even in.
There's not much left. I mean, there's not even enough left for the humans that are on this planet, let alone all the rest of the animals that need to exist to help support human life. So,
Exactly.
okay, so that's one.
Okay,
Thanks for the
I mean,
depression, but okay, let's get depressed some more. We are the dames
um,
of doom, so
okay, I have an interesting one that I remember I did this one, I think, because I remember you talking about it. It was I know you could probably talk more about it, is the medical supply issue, how even though it's important to wear a mask, all these medical supplies is contributing to the waste crisis we have.
yes.
So how do you feel about just in general throwaway culture, plastics and
Well, it's got to be bad. Think of how much more people are using like disposable rubber glove, plastic gloves,
right?
and the disposable masks, and I mean just disposable medical equipment before all this happened was a huge problem. All the syringes, use once, toss, and
Exactly.
it's just it's like 20 times worse. I,
Absolutely.
it,
There's
at least
there's so
20
much
times worse. At least.
there's so much, like, I mean, just medical supplies, right? But there's so much trash in general. It's like all in the ocean now, and it's coming back to bite us, and so, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
biting us in the ass.
Well, it's in fish, like all these microplastic issues, and
Mhm.
I don't even want to think about it, but it's the reality. We live in a very polluted world, and it's just like kind of numb. It is what it is now. I hate to say that, but like we are so far in one direction. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's plastic everywhere. It's like it shows up on beaches from like different,
They're
Hawaii, from like
finding
India.
microplastics in the Arctic and the Antarctic. Like that's how far it's traveled. It's
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, it's everywhere, and it's killing everything, and it's infecting everything. It's in every food you eat, probably. It's I there was oh I was watching like a gardening show, and he was just talking about um he's trying to reuse plastic jugs and all that instead of throwing them away, and he was showing just like the minute pieces of plastic, even in the twine, like that has plastic in it, and he would like rub his hand down it and show the camera there was like all these little plastic fibers,
Oh
and
my
when
god.
you think how much of that plastic is just in everything, in all of our soil, it's in our water, it's in our air, we're breathing microplastics.
We are.
it, and
It's
anyone who can talk about or tries to talk about sustainable growth or sustainability period without growth, I mean, even if we just stop growing right now, no more addition to the population, we are screwed. We're screwed
I
without
hear an
anything.
echo. Wait, your ears.
Oh, I'm sorry. God damn it.
It's okay. No, because I start to hear myself. I'm like, wait a second.
It's my fault. God, I hate these things. I can't even see which one's right or left anymore because it's wore off. And I hate that they're like right or left. Like, why can't they be, both? You don't have to
I
decide.
know.
It sucks.
It's too
Okay.
high tech now.
I'm very sorry about that echo, guys. There you go. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So things that
Sorry.
must go
Yeah,
must.
going back to just everything, plastics and everything.
uh,
Um,
they're killing
Gosh,
everything. Uh,
what else? Um, I touched up on, again, these Arizona and Western United States wildfires that are already breaking out. I'm sure you could speak to that. I mean, the
Oh
Western
yeah,
United States is just,
Utah's
it's dry
bad.
as hell. Yeah, how's Utah?
Utah's like 4 or 5 times more wildfires at this point than they've had any previous year. So it's bad. And it's only June. I mean, well, it's July now, but as of June,
Exactly.
it was just ridiculous increase in wildfires. And everyone's still planning on having fireworks.
Oh my God. And
Are
Trump, I
you
hate to bring him
freaking
up.
insane? And they polled people in Utah, and you know how Utah is. They're freaking crazy Republican idiots. Um, they're like 60 something percent think that we shouldn't have fireworks legal right now. Like we just shouldn't have them for the 4th of
Because it's a
July.
fire
But they're
hazard.
still doing it.
Yeah, and if Arizona's on wildfire, Arizona's known for being a damn desert. Plus, okay, the northern half does get fires too. But seriously, like if Arizona's on fire, California's just starting. I mean, all these places, it's just the scientific data shows us it's going to get worse
It's going
and
to
it's
get
keep
worse
going to
and
get
worse.
drier.
Gazar says to get back to the population, and so humans can control the population, but can and do is a different story. And yeah, I agree. I mean, they could, but the thing is, the society, the culture needs to become aware of the problem, and instead they're pushing population growth, they're pushing economic growth, they're pushing, you know, just growth, period, economic population. Just, yeah, and they're like, oh, it's great that the housing industry hasn't suffered through this COVID crisis. All the construction workers are still going strong and building new houses and all that. And I'm like about ready to throw up when I hear that.
Yeah,
It's like that's so wrong. Just,
you should see what's going on in the cities. It's just construction of luxury apartments that never get filled.
well, yeah,
And,
who can afford them? I mean,
no one.
the 1% can afford them. But then they buy three, four each. So there's that, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know.
Vegematics in the house.
Oh, Veg is here. Oh my God, Veg. Uh,
Hey,
I
Veg.
have invited you every Monday. I wish you would have been on when Graham was here because that would have been cool. We
Yeah,
would
I
have
thought that
just
was an interview, but it was an open
no,
forum.
it was just a normal Monday Madness, and I'm gonna
Okay.
have him on again for Monday Madness. He agreed to come back
Okay.
on, and it's just so laid back, and it's kind of fun because he gets to do some improv when we do our little game that we started doing on Mondays. So
Right, the
that,
two truths and a lie.
yeah, the headlines. Um,
Okay, so bring like
Bring a
it's a head.
headline,
Okay,
and we want truthful headlines, and
write
you
that
get to
down.
decide, like onion type headlines, just headlines. Val,
Okay.
I love Val, but he was going way into depth. He was trying to tell the whole story. It's like, no, just the headline. That's it. We're just gonna do the headline
Okay.
because otherwise you get too detailed, and unless you're really really good at lying,
Yeah, no.
it doesn't work. You have to just do the headline.
Bring your poker face.
Yep, bring your poker face for sure. Ricardo the Lionhearted. Delivered like dust by the wind and rain, researchers in a new study estimate that more than 1,000 tons of tiny plastic microparticles. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I, I
Oh,
I
they're
just think
everywhere.
about I even drilling holes in the bottom of my repurposed 5-gallon buckets that I use for growing things. I'm drilling holes in the bottom so it has drainage, and I'm like, oh my God, there's this. I'm creating microplastic, and that's not cool. I mean, at this point, there's so much plastic in our world, in our life. It's how do you control it? Like,
Okay, I'm
really?
back. Sorry, I was frozen.
Well, you were for. I didn't even notice because I was talking. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm glad I didn't cut out. Oh my gosh.
I
All right.
did not notice. I was busy talking, so it was good.
No, that's good.
Poetry, Yoda, radical, eco, okay, I love you, but your name is hard to say. Disneyland.
Disneyland.
I'm not sure what those are referring to, but yeah, everyone's like veg because everybody loves veg. Veg is the bomb. Troy McDermott. I don't know if I said hi to you yet. Um, the Fall Across America. I think that's an addition. Okay, to the thousand tons of microplastic fall across America. Yeah, uh, that happens. Buddy's here. Hi, CB Unglesby. He's saying hi to Veg. Veg, you better come on Monday. Damn it.
Yes, veg.
We need some veg action because he's so much fun. My neighbor is setting off fireworks and scaring my cats. Our neighbor set off fireworks like when it isn't even legal to do it. Do you think do you think the cops did anything about it? Do you think anyone
No.
freaking cared? Our dogs were going nuts. I had to lock them in the room and close the window and turn on the TV really loud so it wouldn't freak them out because they don't really like fireworks.
No, it freaks them out. Freaks cats, dogs.
It
I'm
does.
sure humans.
It freaks me out. I mean, I have a heart condition, people. Quit it. I'm
Yeah.
sweet leaf. No dog or cat ever said they like fireworks. True. True, true. Okay. I am going through all these. All right. Definitely tag one of us. You can either tag Whitney. It's progressive weather, right? Or,
The Green Report. I changed earlier this year. I know. Sorry. I
yeah.
just felt like progressive weather. It needed an update.
No, I like Green Report better. Honestly, I do.
Awesome. I'm glad I changed it then.
What do you want me to use, Jean? I don't know if she says use that. Take a chance on me. This is in the ABBA. Take a chance. That's a song. I'm not gonna try to sing. That would
Oh,
that would scare people away really bad if I tried to sing.
wait, turn off the news, plant a garden.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Turn off the news and plant a garden. Isn't that Willie Nelson? Isn't he the one
Wasn't
that did
it?
that?
You're telling me that.
Yeah, turn off the news and plant a garden. Or it was Lucas Nelson, his son.
It was the sun,
Yeah,
Willie.
Lucas Nelson. He sounds so much like Willie.
It's
Not
like
quite
the
as
Hank
good as Willie.
Williams stuff. Yeah, like he has a son who has a son. That's the whole
Oh,
thing.
Hank Williams Jr. Okay, Hank Williams Sr. is the bomb. Hank
The
Williams,
oldest guy, right? The guy from the 40s. He like died young.
yeah, he really did. But
There was
he
a
was,
movie on him long.
yeah, and it's
Have you
good.
seen it? Yeah. You saw that one?
Oh
It
yeah,
was like I saw the light. Oh my god.
oh
I
yeah.
like
I'm
yeah.
a big fan of Hank Sr. I'm not as big of a fan of Hank Jr.
Okay, because he was into like what was
I
his story real quick?
I liked him, but when I saw him in concert, it was just gross.
What do you mean?
I mean, he never finished a song. He
He
wore
was
a leather vest without a shirt under it and was sweating like a pig. He and every 2 minutes he was chugging whiskey or something. I don't know, and
he
he
was
just could he
done.
wouldn't finish a song. The concert sucked, and
Oh god.
it
I'm
just
sorry, that makes me laugh. Oh,
I
that's hilarious.
I don't know. And I love old country people,
That's how
but
you ruin that's how you not get fans, by the way. You ruin your fan base. Okay, go
oh
on, sorry.
no, that was all I had to say. Hans is here. Holly
Oh
Hans.
my god, that's
We are so
hilarious.
lucky they are not ugly. Who? Uncount, count. They're both beautiful. I have no idea. Chris, use your heart condition to get what you want. Well, first I got to get it nailed down. And doctors, that's the thing that must go.
For you?
Doctors, yeah, for me. We got to get into the things that must
Okay.
go.
Mine's a little
Doctors not having their shit together, this COVID thing taking over the healthcare system, so you can't get what you need when you need it. It's taking 3 times as long to get test results. I had my test done plenty of time for my doctor's appointment to go over those tests, and I still don't have those results. My rheumatologist appointment was on Tuesday, and
Okay.
my ortho was on Monday. And normally I would have had those test results. I did get the scans all done and everything, and that was good. But no, my blood tests and all that, no, LabCorp, ARA, both of them, they're just too overwhelmed with COVID testing because, they opened everything up. No one wants to wear a mask. So, and then there's all these
Isn't that, it's
protests going
amazing.
on, which I am all for the protests. BLM, great, good for you, do it, but wear your mask and social distance a little.
Exactly.
And going to some doctors' offices where they're not wearing masks, that must go. Um, the
It's
ortho,
just, oh my God.
I was the only patient wearing a mask, the only one. And when I asked the receptionist about it, I'm like, how come none of the patients are wearing masks? And it's like, well, we can't require them to wear masks. We have to wear them, she said, but we can't require the patients to wear masks. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I better pull out one of my N95s when I go to this doctor's office. I supplied my local clinic, my primary, with like a couple
Yeah,
bags of N95 masks.
at
I
the
go
beginning
there,
of
all
this.
of them are wearing the N95 masks. And they require people who come in to wear a mask. So I feel safe going to my primary, but oh my God, the ortho, it's like, what the hell? So that must go because I am high risk and
Yeah, it's
I
putting
don't,
everyone else at risk.
yeah,
And
I mean, it doesn't protect you to wear a surgical mask, but it protects, if you are sick, it protects other people. So if everyone's wearing one, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm just disgusted, and I'm probably gonna die because of these assholes.
it's just that serious, though. I mean, that's the world we're in. It feels like it's just
Mm.
everything's like radiated. You know what I mean? It's just
Why is
like
it political? We were talking about this
because of
earlier.
Trump. It has to be him. It's the only explanation.
It
The
shouldn't be
only logical
political.
explanation.
It shouldn't be political. I mean, well, they started out saying that the masks weren't weren't going to do anything for you, and at the same time they were saying that they needed the medical professionals to have them. So if they didn't do anything for you, if they didn't protect you, why did the medical professionals need them? It was contradictory and ridiculous. So I don't
Damn, I
know.
totally forgot what I was gonna say because
uh,
I was like into your into your like train of thought. Okay. Um,
Oz is here. Hello, Oz.
hey Oz.
Shonda, he was asking about Shonda. Shonda had an emergency thing. She had to pick up her grandchild and stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah, Shonda couldn't make it, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But we have Whitney, so we're all good.
Going over some environmental stories and something that must go. So okay, I'm like conflicted because my we're so effed is related to COVID and like something must go gonna take us completely off into a different arena. So let me go to we're so effed real quick.
Okay, go to
Okay,
the we are
okay,
so effed, and then we'll have to catch up on people who tagged us in comments. So,
okay.
okay,
Oh,
but
you
go
can do
ahead.
that first. You can do that first.
Okay, all right. Tanya Delaney, things that must go. America paying for R&D, then drug manufacturers charging $3,000 for COVID drug that costs $10 to make. Our tax dollars paying for meds we can't afford. 150%. Yes, Tanya, I agree. That must go. It's so bullshit that our tax dollars pay for the research and then some drug company gets to get a patent on it and then
Mm.
make a fucking fortune off of it. That definitely must go. Okay, thank you, Tanya. Um, um, Brave, Blue, Raven, Art, and Craft. That's Ginny, right? Oh God, I hope I'm not getting that wrong. I just love Whitney's laugh. You do have the cutest laugh.
Really? Thank you.
Julie Love is here. Yes, mask protects others from you. So, yeah, if you're wearing a mask, that proves you care about others. And yeah, I mean, I
It's
don't
become,
require
yeah,
people to wear a mask when they come here, but I only visit outside and we social distance, no hugging, touching, you stay, your distance from me and we're fine. Um, you're pretty much you're safer outside, but inside in the enclosed area, not so much. So, and we have lots of room in the back, so it's all good. Yeah. Um, but if you're visiting in an apartment or in a house or whatever,
exactly.
that's not that's not cool.
Yeah, you need to wear a mask if you're not around people you're not living with, is the
Yeah,
California guidelines, I guess.
yeah.
Um,
And we
Sandy's
really
here.
have very rarely. Who's here?
Sandy, Environmental Coffee House.
Oh, Sandy. I sent you a link in case you want to join us. But um, I know you're always busy and you do so much. She's been doing a lot of shows lately, and God, her editing skills are amazing.
Yeah, she's got cool
I'm
intros and outros.
so jealous of her editing skills.
She
Because
did a big mask rant yesterday with scientific
I
journal
know
articles and all.
that was really good. That was really good, Sandy. Gazar says the mass stops the velocity of droplets. Its mesh size will not stop a virus, but stops what the virus can travel on. And also, even if you're wearing a mask, it lowers the viral load, even if you come in contact with it, because you can't get as much of the virus in your system. So you're probably not going to get as sick. And I honestly think I've already had the virus. I would like to
Yeah, I
know for
mean,
sure, but I think I already had it.
and that's the thing is like, was that a cold? I remember getting sick and like when it just started March, but I never had like the symptoms. It was just a cold. So I don't know. That's the problem. Was it? Who knows?
Oh, I had the shortness of breath. I had the muscle aches. I had like everything except for, well, I could still taste things and smell things. But, other than that, it was like a flu, but I tested negative for the flu and I tested negative for strep.
Hmm.
Both A, flu B, whatever. I tested negative for both of those. And but yeah, I think I had it and it was like 2 weeks, no, a week before my husband had the same kind of symptoms. And they didn't test him for COVID, but they tested him for flu and strep and all that, negative for all of that. So I think we've had it. Do we girls plunk down our asses on a public toilet seat? No, we put the paper down or squat.
I was reading that at the same time.
Sandy, I love you so much.
Uh,
You know what? I'd rather pee outside, squat outside, than on a public toilet seat. Is,
yeah.
is that terrible?
No, it is. It's the way it is. We'll just say that
I'm
it's
just more
dirty.
comfortable that Pat the Batman fan is
Oh yeah,
here.
Pat.
He
Pat's
says,
here.
hello, suckers. He made it for Graham Elwood's show. I can't believe how much they throttled the Monday Madness with Graham. I was so pissed. Like the
It
next,
wasn't showing up on like my subscriptions.
not for,
Later it did.
not forever. Okay, so it didn't show up till 9 a.m. the next morning because I
Right.
saw it at 11 and it showed that it was only on for 3 hours. And then there
Hmm.
was 100 views. And then I went back this morning and looked at that video and it only had 54 views. So YouTube's fucking with me.
It just keeps continuing. Yeah.
That must go as well.
Okay, so yeah, worse so F just happens to like it's the same thing we're talking about is Dr. Fauci was he told there's going to be 100,000 cases potentially per day. We're like at 49,000. We're basically it's going to get worse. That's where we're so fucked and um, but yeah, the something must go is completely different. Okay. Are you ready? I'm gonna go for it.
Go
It's a
for
little.
it.
It's a
Go
little.
for it.
It's so you wanted to bring some like it's not environmental. I'll just say that. So have you been following like the true crime case with the cult mom,
Oh, yeah,
Chad
in
Daybell and
Idaho.
Lori Vallow?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
they
And the
must
two kids
go.
that died. No shit. I couldn't even
Um,
imagine a
that
mother doing that.
yeah.
And then just going to
Thank you.
Hawaii and getting married and being all happy. It's like you killed your fucking kids. You killed your kids. And then
Exactly.
you party and act like everything's just great. Yeah, she definitely must go.
Yeah, the story is
It's
it's
disgusting.
actually complex. It's pretty intense. Like from what they know so far, the two children were found earlier last, like around June 9th, June 10th, in the backyard of Chad Daybell, who's like a doomsday guy. The wrong type of doomsday. Sorry, the wrong type of doomsday.
Yeah, I mean, there is a real doomsday coming, but it has nothing to do with the second coming of Christ or anything like that. It's like, people, use science. Science.
Yeah,
Please use science. Science would be good. I mean, it would be good, especially if it's not fucked up by propaganda by the media and the corporate conglomerations that just want to profit till their dying day and whatever, let everyone else freaking suffer. I mean, Jesus Christ. What the hell? Anthony Davis is here. Let's see. Mama Bear, Sandy. Mama Bear, she is. Uh,
so yeah, that story is just pretty crazy. I mean, killing your own children and I think
I
killing
couldn't
like the
imagine.
ex-wife and ex-husband too. There's so much like and then they killed like the uncle. There's so much going on.
It's so many deaths around that circle.
It's weird. It's just a weird story. I guess it's like
Yeah, and
just
it's
one of
being
those
in
stories that's
Utah,
like
Utah and Idaho. Like Idaho is like northern Utah. They call Idaho northern Utah. it's,
oh, okay, because
it's like
yeah,
because it's kind of an extension of Utah. Like the whole culture and everything extends. Only
there's Mormons up there too,
yeah,
basically.
only Idaho is much more free and um more fun than Utah. I enjoy going up to Idaho, but
I
only
know.
because they treat adults like adults and not like children like they do in Utah. But that's a different story.
Anyways, and other, just the news. This guy, the Golden State Killer in California, he finally pled guilty. I guess he killed a whole bunch of people and raped a whole bunch of people in California in like the late 70s, early 80s. He finally got um, caught because of genealogy. So like modern technology is
Wow,
helping to
like
catch these
DNA
people. Yeah,
evidence.
so
Or,
yeah, that's what's going on with something that must go. All these killers. But yeah, I mean, as the world gets darker, right, and lawlessness, I kind of think in these trying times, people come out and start doing some weird shit.
it's gonna get worse and worse. Did you see that
Yeah, that's
couple
how.
that were aiming guns at the
Yeah, they
protesters?
call her Kim and Karen, or them Kim and Karen, right? Like
Yeah,
they were outside their house, like pointing guns and at Black Lives Matter protesters and
I
calling the
know.
Black Lives Matter protesters terrorists.
See, that's the thing. I mean, the right wing people are so mm, just hypocritical. They're just hypocrites. They if this kind of thing happened under a Democrat, they would be flipping out. Like how the military went in to stop that was it Chaz or what's that place where they took over and they just arrested a whole bunch of protesters that city they took over in Washington. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, Shanda would know more about that because I think
I
this,
know
I don't
we talked
know.
about it today on the
I
dive,
know I'm not well
but
versed.
if that happened, if the military come in to take over, get rid of the people, the activists, if it was like the Tea Party and it was Obama that did it,
Oh, you're right. Okay,
they
good.
would they would have a totally different attitude. It's like, how they were always trying to scare people about the military coming in and taking over.
Yeah, like the
Um,
Alex Jones
yeah,
kind of wing. Yeah.
yeah. It's like, what do they call it? I don't know.
Tell
I,
me
I I
about it.
lose my words. It's part of this thing that I got going on in my
No
autoimmune.
worries.
I really
Me
get
too.
brain fog and I just lose words. It sucks. It really does. But like
So,
military takes over. What do they call that? Ah,
phone a friend in the comments. Okay.
I know. Please, please, I need help.
When military takes over civilians,
Yeah, they take over
isn't
policing
that
a lot.
occupying?
Um oh no, it starts with an M. Um
Starts with an N.
Karen and Ken need to learn how
Martial
to
law says poetry,
martial law. Yes, that's
yoga,
it.
rad
Yes. Yes,
ecosystem.
yes, yes. That's it. It was like martial law. It's like when the military comes in and takes over, like, you know, state governments and all that, and just totally, it's like fuck your rights, and they were peaceful, and and we're supposed to be able to create, militias that will overthrow a government that is being oppressive to the people and no longer representing us, which is exactly what's happening right now. That's why the Second Amendment is there. And and I don't know. It's so frustrating to me. Not that it matters. I mean, this whole election is a freaking fraud. And
Oh, I know. I've kind of zoned out.
partially, yeah, yeah,
I mean,
I
like
have
I'm
to.
still aware, but the
Oh yeah, so
enthusiasm is
that's what I was
gone.
talking about, Tanya, the autonomous zone, which I think was pretty cool. And I really like these protests that are happening, and I think they need to happen. It's really unfortunate timing with the pandemic. Um,
That's part of the issue.
yeah,
Trying to
so
find it, the
I
story.
don't think people should stop protesting. I just think they need to be really smart about it and be really careful because we don't need the good guys dying. I mean, go ahead and have Trump rallies. Let those dumb fuckers get it, whatever.
I mean, yeah, they know what they're doing. That's it.
And they don't care. They're like, well, we're fine. I'll get it. Take it home to my grandparent or my parents that are gonna fucking vote for Trump. And I mean, now that Biden's any better,
I know it's
our
terrible. It's
system's
just
so messed up. It's so messed up. So yeah, okay, let's see if y'all have some things that must go. And believe me, we need some comedic relief, so it's just something trivial and stupid. That's fine too. You can be serious. You can be fun. Just something that pissed you off. We need a little lightheartedness once in a while. We just do. Especially me, because, you know, I need to take a little load off this ticker.
we're in trying times. I mean, just the pandemic alone is
Yeah, it's bad
it's
enough.
bad.
And then everything's going to hell in a handbasket in my world. It's like, oh, guess what? You have this disease and you have this issue and you have this issue. It's like, really? Really? One of them's enough.
Exactly.
Honestly. Honestly. One's enough.
And that's
Uh,
the risk of having more COVID cases is if you're like in a car accident or you break an arm or just have an issue, like you might not get seen.
yeah. I mean, it's already affecting me as far as getting lab results because the labs are too busy processing COVID tests to get to my labs. And my labs are kind of important because they kind of have to do with the heart. Every time I've gotten injured, it was a big joke. I would laugh and say, it's a long ways from my heart. I'm fine. Because I got injured, so many times, broke my foot and this and that. Whether it's not a long ways from my heart. I'm good. Now it's close to my heart. Now it is my
Exactly.
heart. It's my heart. And I gotta need those test results. Just
Yeah,
a
it's
little
it's
bit.
just
So,
serious times. But
grammar Nazis must go, says Tanya. Yeah, they should. I'm sorry, and I'm one really bad, but only with one thing, when people use whenever instead of when, because those are not interchangeable all the time. If you're talking about a specific incident, it's not whenever. I don't know.
is there a specific win?
Like when this happens. But whenever I go to the store, the clerks all know my name. Okay, that's proper. But whenever I went to the store yesterday to buy tomatoes, they were out. That's not a proper use of whenever. Sorry, I know that's a grammar Nazi thing. It's a stupid pet peeve. It is. I'm sorry. It just is. And I guess it's a normal thing they do in the east or south or something. That's just normal. That Sager does it on, with Crystal and Sager on the hill that writes.
Okay.
Sager does it all the time. It drives me
Oh, it
nuts.
drives you nuts.
Aw, Oz, thank you for your donation. I love you
We love
too.
Women's Wednesday.
We love Women's Wednesday. Women's Wednesday on Daily Dive was fantastic. I
Yes.
wish we had Chonda here. I always invite
Shonda.
Amber too, and I don't have Rhonda's thing, but it's all good. Write a POTUS in. I don't think we can on. I haven't noticed that we've had that ability in our mail-in ballots, and everything's mail-in right now. So I would love to. I would definitely write in "fuck you."
And
I
fuck you wins the election.
I would totally write in "fuck you." Just because they won't give us anyone to fucking vote for. So
Oh my
fuck you.
god.
So that's kind of, yeah, that's about how I feel about the election. Uh,
It's like a comedy skit. It's just like,
Thank you, Sandy, for agreeing with me on that being the wrong use of the word. To pay attention to Sager, because he does it. It drives me nuts.
oh gosh.
And there's also this beautiful gal on Roots and Refuge Farms. She's like a homesteader, and she uses it that way too all the time. It drives me crazy, but I love her. Ah, okay. I'm gonna try to not let that bug me because I'm usually not, and sometimes I use grammar wrong on purpose just because it's fun. But that for some reason bugs me. I don't know.
All right, we'll try to work on it. I haven't even been aware of it, so I'll have to look out for it.
Watch the Rising and pay attention to Sager, and then it
Oh
might
my
start bugging
gosh.
you like it bugs me.
Oh my god. Well, the thing he said this morning bugged me, like how it's the immigrants' fault that the economy
Oh
is the way it
God,
is.
yes.
Like, wait, what? It's like time out.
No, 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 no. I hate it when right wingers blame the immigrants for our low wages and low job um or high unemployment or whatever. No, it's the corporations shipping our jobs overseas so they can pay pennies on the dollar. It has nothing to do with the immigrants. In fact, we kind of need the the transitory workforce to harvest our crops because you know
And
you
he also
can't,
said
no one
something,
wants to
yeah,
do it. That's backbreaking labor, and people in the US are too fucking spoiled to do backbreaking labor. So there's that. I don't know.
exactly. It's
I'm
there's a lot of
slightly right in
backbreaking work.
fuck you is why I look. Aw, I'm silly. And that you agree with me on so many things is why I love you. I'm silly because you're awesome. Trump is Mickey Mouse. Yeah, kind of.
Trump
Really good.
is, yeah.
ABBA. Hey, we have a new person. You can tell because they're not in blue. ABBA. My guess Trump is taking 2020. I tend to agree because once Trump and Biden have to go head to head, I'm really afraid that Biden's going to take a dump from hell. He was the wrong choice, and he was chosen by the elite to be the puppet. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen at the Democratic National Convention? I mean, they might throw somebody. If for all we know, they'll throw in fucking Hillary Clinton.
Is that even going on still? I feel like it's just everything's just been ripped apart. There's no sports. The elections
Well,
questionable.
they'll have it online, which will be um, even easier to cheat. I guess
Yeah.
they're just cheaters. Osama. Anyone ever see the green, beautiful old French film? No, no. Osama says duck season. I guess that's every election season. Duck.
Oh my gosh.
uh,
Yeah.
let's see. Rabbit season. No, no rabbits. We lost a rabbit in the last couple of weeks, so we only have one bunny left. It's sad. I love our bunny. She was old, so we just had a lot of old animals, and we've lost a lot of animals over the last 6 months. It's so sad.
That's sad.
But they do get old. I mean, everything dies. Just living is a death sentence, so we can't feel too bad.
It's a completely true statement.
Yeah,
No one gets
Don's
out alive, unfortunately.
true. You don't get out of here alive, that's for sure. Don Hooligan says cowards get comeuppance. I hope so. There's a lot of cowards in politics and in the elite. Get a bird on shoulder and be an ice pirate. I need a bird on the shoulder. I was gonna say I have a dog on the bed, but he's on the floor.
Willie or Tuffy?
Huh? It's
Tuffy?
Tuffy. It's
Tuffy. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to figure out your dog's names after all this time.
it's Tuffy Wuffy. He's snoozing.
Oh.
Willie, I kind of banned him from coming in the show because he jumps up and
Yeah, he
causes
wants to be a
havoc.
puppet.
He'll just jump right on top of me, and right now my back can't handle that, so not having. I think I actually bruised my kidney.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure I bruised my kidney. It's so painful, and I stopped taking the pain meds because I don't like taking
Yeah,
pain
you
meds.
mentioned that.
Yeah,
No.
I'll be okay though. My dog had fun today. Chased a coon up a tree. Well, I hope the coon's okay. I love raccoons. I think they're fun. I don't know, except for when they kill my chickens. That's not cool. Um,
How do you feel about raccoons?
I love raccoons. I
You love them? Okay.
just don't like them if they kill my chickens.
They kill your chickens.
They will
They'll eat
kill
them.
chickens. Yeah, they'll kill chickens. So, but the foxes are worse.
The
Foxes
foxes.
foxes are way worse. But we have our chickens like in Fort Knox. There's no no
I love
coon
that.
or fox getting in our chickens. There's like a cement footing around the bottom. They
Okay, they
can't
got
dig under
protection.
it. It's Fort Knox. Our chickens are very safe right now. But yeah, and I love our chickens because we need the food. What
Well then,
besides
uh,
Trump's crassness do you disapprove of? Good question. Um, he's dumb. Um,
he's anti-science.
it's not that I disapprove of everything he's done. I've actually been very pleased about him screwing up trade deals with China because China, their whole Belt and Road Initiative would fuck over America so bad. So I'm happy about that. Um, I don't like the way, oh my God, I don't like the way he divides people and just he really has no moral compass. He just says what he wants to be popular. I think that's his most important thing in the world is to be popular. He's very, really uppity on himself. He just thinks so highly of himself. He's really braggadocious about everything. It's like he's the best. Is always the best.
10 out
Yeah,
of 10, yeah.
and that's what I dislike. Um, I think he's gonna win though. I honestly, I think he'll win. So
Well, how do you feel about the polls? Joe Biden's up. You think
I
Joe
don't
Biden's
think
gonna
that'll
fuck up?
matter once they go to
Okay.
debate because Joe
The
Biden
debates.
has like I don't think Joe Biden has two brain cells to rub together. I think Trump has maybe three brain cells to rub together. So it's close.
Oh
They're
no.
both puppets for I mean, Trump had some really good ideas. We talked about that earlier too, like on the Daily Dive. We're talking about how Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan and everything. And then he got, kind of cornered by the elite and the deep state and shit. And so now he's not getting out of Afghanistan. He decided we needed to have the oil for the corporate masters. So, but the qualms I have about Trump are pretty much the same qualms I have about Biden and the same ones I have about Obama and Clinton. And
I
I
know.
mean, I'm like, they're all corporately owned. Like the minute they get into office, they're even if they have the greatest ideas on the planet, it doesn't matter after they get into office. They're gonna do what the corporate overlords and the elite and oligarchs and the deep state, they're going to do what they want them to do. They're not going to do what they ran on. I don't think any of them will follow that. So,
For example, that tax cut
oh God,
2017
yeah,
for
the
the
tax
rich.
cut for the wealthy, where 80, what was 87% of the benefit went to the 1%, and the for the lower um, threshold of wage earners, there was a sunset clause, like so it after eight
Exactly.
years done, their tax cut's gone. But there is no sunset clause for the corporations and the wealthy, so they get to keep the tax cut that they got. And so, if you were lucky enough to get a tax cut, if you're not one of the wealthy, like in my case, we got a little bit of a tax cut, but it's going away really soon. A sunset
Exactly.
clause. And when I asked Orrin Hatch about that during a town hall,
I love it. Good.
he I'm
Questions.
like, why is there a sunset clause on, for the everyday people and not for corporations? And why wasn't there some kind of standards if you give them those big tax credits? Why isn't there some standards of raising wages or benefits or hiring more people? Um, why it wasn't there something there? And he said, well, we can't tell corporations how to spend their money. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
They work from, yeah, it's
It's like
corrupt.
you're giving them our tax dollars, basically, or shifting the tax burden from them to us, and you can't put any standards on how they use that tax credit. Like,
Yeah, okay. You're like, um, during that time, right? All the CEOs of these big companies, it was like under the illusion Trump was selling it that these if you give money,
uh-oh,
like end up. Am I frozen?
you were for a sec. No, you're not.
Okay, if you end up, oh shit. Okay, if you end up like, oh wait, the CEOs, yeah, they said they weren't gonna create jobs. They essentially like did buybacks and they like inflated their own stock
That's
prices or something.
exactly what they did.
Exactly. So that whole argument that like if you give money to the rich, they're gonna create job and wealth, that's totally BS.
No,
You have
they
to the
didn't.
ground levels, yeah.
They didn't create more jobs. In fact,
Right.
they used a lot of that money to automate more, which reduced jobs. And I think this whole thing where they shut down the economy forced a lot of people out of work, and then people were begging, which pisses me off, that people were actually begging to open up the economy back up and get jobs back. That made people like vulnerable to where they couldn't demand the wages. I think the wages were getting too high for the companies to want to hire. I think they just wanted to reset it so they could hire people low, in the US at a lower wage because people are so desperate to go back to work.
Exactly.
I just think it fucked the people. It fucked the people so hard and bad, especially since people were so anxious to go back to work that they were protesting. It's like, no, you should be protesting to get hazard pay because you're an essential worker. You should be protesting if you have an at-risk condition that could kill you if you're there, and you should be protesting to get paid if you're sick because you shouldn't be going to work infecting other people if you're sick.
Exactly.
We should have had the universal basic income. And actually Trump did push for that at first, and then suddenly deep state's like, no, you can't do that. That wouldn't be good. So then he backed off of that. And for a while there, he was like the most progressive person on that issue for a minute, and then it went away.
And then it went away. And don't forget that it was Ivanka Trump and Steve Mnuchin who were the spokespeople of those tax cuts back in 2017. So his own daughter benefited, and Steve Mnuchin, he's tied to all like Wall Street and stuff.
Mhm.
So
Okay, guys, please press the like button for me. They are so suppressing my channel so bad. So if you can, press the like. But I hope that answered your question, Abba. Um, I don't have a preference, Trump or Biden. I don't like either one of them. That's why, for if I had an option to write in for the presidency, I'd say fuck you. Give me someone
he
to
wins
vote
the
for.
election.
Either that or I'll vote for a third party of some variety. But they don't have any chance in hell. So whatever. Gazar, if I can eat, make wine and beer, have a dry, warm shelter, all the rest is bullock and add-ons. Yeah, that's all I want in life. That's all I want. That's it. But a lot of people are going to lose their houses because they lost their jobs. And a lot of people aren't going to get health care because they lost their jobs because all of our health care is tied to our employment. And,
Employment,
and,
yeah.
and so a lot of people are going to be without health care. I'm very lucky that my husband works for, you know, this Salt Lake City, and I get really good government health insurance. I'm super lucky that way. But not everybody's that lucky. We
No.
live in a gig economy where a lot of people didn't even have health insurance with their job, let alone those ones that depended on their job for the health insurance that they got. So, gosh, this great. Did I say hi to Moose Gal? Because we love Moose Gal.
Hey, Moscow.
Let's see. I'm a sweet leaf. I don't like either candidate and blame both the parties for shit candidates. Me too. Me too. And I also blame people who don't pay attention and care more about cheering on their team than to put out the issues and really fight for the issues they believe in, regardless of who it is. I blame those people. I I I I really blame the people who are like team cheerleaders and not focusing on the issues. I could care whether you less whether you have a D or an R behind your name, or whether you're independent, but we need a third party that would help out a lot. It's just I can't abide by just voting for the lesser of the two evils. We've done that forever, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm afraid we're out of time now. the
Yeah, you're really
environment's
on your own now.
the environment's too fucked up. The only way we can change anything is doing what they're doing and getting out in the streets. And I encourage that, but I really hope that people are careful, that they wear their masks and they social distance, and just keep pushing, because that's our only choice. That's our only recourse at this point. I think The Dems unveiled a new health care plan, something about Obama. Do you know about it? No, I have not. But if it's like Obamacare, then it's not really that helpful. That was Moose Gal, by the way. I think I said
Um,
Oh, Val's in the house. Hi, Val. Lady Ella. I made a comment earlier about the all the disposable gloves and masks being deliberate slap in the face for environmental movement. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that. Hopefully you were there when we were talking about that because I brought that up when the whole thing started. It's like the medical waste was
yeah, I
already bad
remember.
enough. Disposable medical waste was already bad enough. And then you have something like this where it's going to increase. And then all these people are buying, disposable wipes and just everything, disposable everything. More people are using the rubber gloves and yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's increasing the waste issue we have, and it goes in the ocean,
Mhm.
and then right back at our mouths.
Yep.
Anyway,
It's a mess for people that are used to a lot of money lifestyle. Well, I want it to be a mess for people who are used to a lot. I think they need to suffer a little. I think they need to get a little slap of reality in their face. Let's see. We tried that in 2016. I was there, so was Chris, I think. I don't know what she's talking to Dan. I'm not sure what Dan said, but um, I don't know. What did we try? We tried voting for third party. Probably, maybe she's talking about Jill Stein because I know we both voted for Jill Stein, but they cheated Jill Stein too. I mean, all we needed was her to get 5%. I know damn well 5% of the people voted for her, and they cheated. The Democratic Party still cheated. We don't have a legit electoral system.
no, we don't. It's just as simple as that. We
Yeah,
don't. It's
no,
not democratic at all.
no, it does. So it really doesn't matter who you vote for, and that's the biggest reason why I was want to say fuck you, right? And fuck you. Uh, okay, all right, you guys. What time Oh, we're at 8:04, guys, and my back is starting to hurt, and I'm off of my pain meds because yeah, they don't do great things for my stomach. So I've just got to walk it off and then try to sleep, which is never
Feel
fun.
better, Chris. I know you're going through a lot.
Yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there. Hopefully you guys come. So we got through the weird stuff. Does anyone else have any things that must go before we go really quick? Um,
Mm,
and I don't know. Humans need to lose the fear of death. I'm not afraid of dying. I just don't think okay, I'm worried about my animals not being taken care of. Hell, I couldn't walk for 4 days and I lost like 5 plants. So,
oh,
because no one took care of them well, I couldn't do it. So, and I have animals. It's like, what happens when no one takes care of my animals? Do I want them? No. I didn't take care of my animals and at least until I can't anymore. I don't know. I want to be there a little longer for that.
yeah, the plants and animals need you, Chris.
They do, and I need to grow food for everybody and stuff. Muscal says Democrats supporting the bill, which would expand the law's subsidies for private health insurance, encourage holdout red states to expand Medicaid and more. It's just don't subsidize private health insurance. Just don't.
I mean, Trump's trying to get rid of any existence of what Obama did with
Yeah,
medical
they're trying to
in a pandemic. Get rid of people's health care in a pandemic, and that's why there's all these cases.
they're getting rid of it. I mean, they're trying to dismantle it further in the middle of a pandemic.
And that's if Joe Biden was smart, wouldn't he be saying like that every day?
Yeah. Well,
He
if
would be
Joe Biden had two brain cells to rub together, that would be
he would be
nice.
attacking like Trump is trying to take away this, just I don't know. He's not. You're right. He's not the strongest candidate. And here we are trying to I don't know, the lesser of two evils. It's it's hard. It's
Yeah.
frustrating actually, but yeah, I know what Oz said earlier. We have to like move forward. We have to like keep
And
going, I guess. But
yeah, we've got to figure out
where are
something.
we
But
going?
we do have to keep communicating and stick together, and that's kind of what we're doing with Uphill Media, with this show, with your show, with Environmental Coffee House, with Black Bear News, um, and many more. Accidental Activists with Shonda. Now we have, okay, what's her name? Joy. You know who I'm talking about. Joy on
Joy Savage,
yeah,
right?
Savage Joy. Yeah.
Savage Joy.
Yes. I mean, we have a really great group getting together through the Uphill Media umbrella, and the more we talk, the better. And we may not always agree on everything, but I think the conversation is really important.
Yeah,
So,
we're talking about the issues that matter. At least we think matters. The Earth. Okay,
yeah,
our survival is at stake.
that's our, like, mine and
Yeah.
yours priority is that.
You're like, wait, if we don't have the Earth, then we won't have any politics
Yeah, there's no
we talk
politics,
about.
there's no social justice, there's none of that if you
There's
don't
none
have
of
a
that.
fucking planet to live
Thank
on.
you. Thank you for
So,
saying it. Yes. That's
yes.
exactly perfectly said.
Solidarity, says Don Holigan. Yes,
Woo.
solidarity. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that you guys all made it. Thank you for the 25 likes. If you haven't liked yet, please give me
Please like.
a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. Um, love you guys so much. Composer is the guy who goes around forcing his will on unsuspecting molecules, often with the assistance of unsuspecting musicians. Frank Zappa. I love Osam's quotes. Sorry, I had to read it because it was Osama. Okay, all right, you guys. Malcolm Marzo, hello, thanks for coming. Um, Book, we always love to have you in the house. Um, Sandy, I always like to pick one topic and follow the string and analyze the shit out of it. Yeah, you're good at that. I'm kind of all over the place. And I
Yeah, we
like being all over the place
range.
because that's the way my brain works. It's like I'll start
Same.
here and then I'll end up over there and then I'll end up over there and there. that's just
There's so much going on, I know.
that's just the way it works.
Well, I gotta head out on my end, Chris.
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
gotta
wrap
go
up.
too. Um,
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank
showing
you
up for Women's
guys.
Wednesday.
Let me get this ready to transition over. I gotta do my producer part of the job, which is like weird. Okay, I'm not good at that part. All right, guys. Love you all. Live
Live
long
long
and
and prosper,
prosper,
bitches.
bitches. At least as long as you can.
See you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.